hello, everybody. Welcome to what is ultimately going to amount to the last live stream for probably a week or so now. My name is Great Eagle Sim Pilot. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation flight simulation to all you wonderful people out there. How's everyone doing this evening? We this evening get a very special stream coming to you. It's vacation time. Hopefully you grabbed your flip-flops, your sunblock. It's time to go lay out in the sun. Let all that hard work we've done over the last several months, just let it go. Relax on the beach, in the pool, at your favorite bar, at your favorite restaurant in Cancun, Mexico. We'll be doing some real-world JetBlue ops from Orlando to Cancun. We'll be taking the beautiful Knock Blues there on down the beautiful blue JetBlue A321 Sharklet. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get this going. I see that that V pilot is not really playing for you all, so let me go ahead and get that going. There we go. Hopefully you won't be able to hear the next time someone makes a call out there. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and hop onto our flight deck here and get things going, because it may take a little bit of time. Boarding up a 321 is just a little bit longer than it takes to board a 319. So let's go ahead and go to mass imbalance. We'll hit load aircraft. Only 145 people. It'll take 17 minutes. Oh my goodness. Not a lot of people are trying to head out on vacation right now, at least from Orlando. So we'll go ahead and we'll do boarding and fueling via GSX. There we go. Excellent. With that done, we'll go ahead and get IRs 1, 2, and 3 on. We'll get the recorder ground control on. We'll test the CVR. Excellent. That sounds good. Everything else down here looks good. We'll go ahead and test our engine and APU fire.
Orlando traffic, Avella 130, we're departing runway 35 left, heading northbound. Orlando traffic.
All right, that all sounds excellent. The hydraulic and fuel panel, that all looks good. Electrical panel, all is set. Air conditioning is set, at least for now. Let's go ahead and the anti-ice panel and camera pressurization, that all looks good. Let's go ahead and get the APU going, shall we? We'll arm the emergency exit lights. Coming on over to the first officer side, everything on his side is in the extinguished position, so that looks good. We will come on down to the glare shield here, looking for extinguished lights. We want to be in 10 miles arc, constraints on, flight directors on. We don't need the VR or ADF. And let me go ahead and let's go ahead and check out the weather here in Orlando. ATIS, real world ATIS, they're using 3.5 and 3.6. The altimeter 3014. There we go. So we'll do 3014. We'll set that once, twice, and thrice.
Orlando traffic, Avella 123, we're climbing through 2000.
Excellent. The center FCU here, we want digits and dashes in the window. We want to be in heading vertical speed with all the push buttons extinguished. Same thing on the FO ZFIS. We want to be in constraints, 10 nautical mile arc. We don't need the VOR or ADF on, and the flight director's on with the current altimeter setting. And all the lights on his side of the glare shield are extinguished. Coming down to the main instrument panel on the captain's side, you got the PFD on the left, ND on the right. ISIS is aligned. Our upper ECAM display and lower ECAM display are in the correct orientation. We want the brake fan to be off. Landing gear is down. We're indicating 3 green. Nozzle steering is disconnected. approximately the correct date and time. That looks good. The gear handle is in the down position with no red lights. That looks good there. On the first officer's instrument panel, the ND is on the left, PFD is on the right. We can adjust the brightness how we need to. Right now it seems pretty good. In fact, I might turn the brightness up just a smidge. Just a smidge. Excellent. Coming down to the center instrument panel, we have the correct engines V2533A5 with the correct date. So I did update our nav database today, so it will expire on May 14th. So that looks good on both FMSs. Let's go ahead and go to a net page on this one, and we'll do a net request. Coming on down, the RMP looks good, ACP looks good, the lighting is set how we needed, the radar is off with the predictive windshield being off as well. Let's go ahead and check our float levels. Oil looks good, our hydraulic levels all look good, no odd status messages, and we do have enough oxygen there. Let's go ahead and recall any messages. We have normal, we'll go ahead and clear that out. Those levers are at idle. Trim is showing 0, that's good. The engine masters are off, engine mode is norm, speed brakes are retracted, the flaps are up. We have digits displayed in our rudder trim window here, and the gravity gear extension is stowed. Coming on up to the first officer side, we already checked the database, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and go to the AOC menu. That way, nope, you gotta think faster than that. There we go. AOC menu, and let's get our preliminary load sheet here. That looks good. Is a RMP, okay, we'll put him on VHF1. I have Unicom, well, I have CTAF in here, Unicom in the standby, so that's good. ACP looks good, and his lighting also looks good, and the transponder. We got 1003 for our auto ATC. Last thing we need to do is check our alternate braking system. So the way we do that, we're just going to press both brakes down. We'll release the park and brake. I'll release. You see how it went down to 1000 psi. There we go. That looks good. Release brake, left brake, it goes to 0. Release the right brake, goes to 0 and back up. Excellent. We'll go ahead and set our park and brake again, and we'll double check the triple indicator here. We have bled off a little bit of pressure. That's okay. Both cargo doors are open. When they close those, that accumulator pressure will get bumped right back up. So I'm not too worried about that. Excellent. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into programming our MCDU, shall we? We are going to be JetBlue, flight 3318. We're going to be working on a cost index of 15. Our cruise level is going to be 34,000 feet. IC deviation is +10, so we're going to be 32 degrees at cruise. Current temperature outside is 23 degrees. Excellent. We'll go over to page 2 here. Our zero fuel weight, there we go, is going to be 140.1. With a 140.1 with a zero fuel weight CG of 26.2%. Our block fuel is 21.9. We'll zero out the route reserve, and we have an alternate fuel of 1.5. Excellent. Wow, they're really quick with that fuel. We already got our fuel on board. Alrighty, so let's go into the flight plan page. Orlando, they're heading north, so we'll take off on 36 right. That's what we'll do. We'll be on the Fission 3. Yeah, plumber transition. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. And to Cancun, we will be doing the, I think I said the ILS X-ray 12 left. This is going to be the ILS X-ray 12 left. We're going to be on the NoSat 1 Bravo. So NoSat 1 Bravo, that's this one. And the approach via is going to be right ug. So that's where the the star ends
Traffic Delta 2024, turning left.
right here at Red Dog, and then
Right, alert traffic.
from there we'll continue in. We'll just take this all the way in. So that looks good. We'll insert that. Excellent. We'll go ahead and uplink our winds, and then we can go over to get some performance data, shall we? 36 right. We'll sync the preliminary 163.5, and it's a crosswind or a crosswind. So we'll leave that as B. We'll calculate that out, and we'll send that to the McDo. Excellent. We'll go over to our descent page here, and we'll put 290 in our descent. Secondary flight plan, we can go ahead and copy the active. Since it's pretty flight here, we don't have any engine procedures we need to put in the secondary, so that's good. Alrighty, there's no ATC online, so let's go ahead and select 34,000 feet, because why not? There we go. Excellent. All right, and let's go ahead and verify our route. Make sure we have everything in there that should be in there. So I have us in 10 nautical miles plan mode. Sorry about that. Oh, I forgot to mention the drink of this evening. We have Good As Hell's Tropical Hell's Lager. So there we go. We have a Tropical Hell's Lager that we're doing called Good As Hell's. So, not bad. There you go. In fact, I think I need to lubricate my throat after that. Excellent. All right. So, Alpha 36 right.
24, turning final for runway 35 right, airline traffic.
We're pretty much going to be on a 005 heading. We're pretty much going to be on the 005 heading. Straight out, the first fix is going to be Fenix at above 2,300 feet. We have a subscription T-Mac 81 coming in with a subscription. Thank you very much, T-Mac 81. Really do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. He says, good evening. I'm on vacation near Orlando. Well, here's to you then, T-Mac. This Get Us Hells is for you. Cheers, buddy. Are you in the Orlando area, outside of Orlando area, Tampa, Daytona? I know that whole corridor right there is just like a vacation central there, because you got Disney World and Universal kind of anchoring down Orlando. Obviously, Daytona is Daytona, and then Tampa has the Gulf waters that are absolutely beautiful, and they also have Busch Gardens, yeah, that's what it is, Busch Gardens. So you're somewhere along that corridor, is my basic assumption there. Let's see, from Fax we'll proceed on out to, I cannot see what that is. There's a lot of stuff there. Fax years, but about 3,230 knots. That looks good. Then we have Lefty at about 4,230 knots. Then Blossom or below 7,000. I'll probably just do an open climb. And then we'll go all the way down to Tupi. Then Fishin'. Then Plumber. From there, we will go direct to FEMED. FEMED, direct to Lowell's. Lowell's will pick up the Yankee 196 to Kanoa. From Kanoa, we'll pick up the Upper Bravo 879 to NOSAT. Which, that's what it looks like. We have the 879, Upper Bravo 879 to... We want to take that all the way down to NOSAT. There it is. And then NOSAT's going to be the transition on an SAT-1 Bravo. And we'll link that right into the ILS to runway 2 left there, or 12 left there. Excellent. So that route looks good. let's go ahead and get a briefing going here real quick. Well, before I do a briefing, let's make sure IRs are aligned. We get the GPS on primary. The recorder ground control is on to catch our checklist. Our EFIS is set. We'll put the terrain on ND on. Let's see, the parking brake is on and checked. ECP is set. RMP is set. Let's go data, position monitor, and I'll bring up the airport diagram. Excellent. So what we're looking for is 2825.8. So we got 2026.0, and then we're looking for 081 18.5, 081 18.9. So close enough. Good enough for government work. Excellent. The ND looks appropriate. PFD, we have V1, V2, climate nav blue, flight directors 1 and 2. And let's go ahead and test our oxygen. Excellent. That is all checked. Now we can go ahead and ask our Ghost FO if he is ready for a briefing. Yep, he's ready for a briefing. What are our threats? No major threats out of here. We have plenty of runway, fairly simple taxi out, and fairly simple departure procedure. Yeah, we just won't rush ourselves and let ATC get us to do something we're not ready to do. We'll push back here. We'll start our engines. We'll taxi out Bravo 5 and Bravo all the way down to the end of 36 right. Plan on doing a flaps 2 flex. Standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we need to reject for? Nope. Excellent. Should we lose an engine after V1, we'll continue straight ahead to about 3,000 feet, clean up the aircraft, work the ECAM, and make an emergency return to 36 left. It is an RNAV approach, I think, to 36 left, so we can plan on doing the RNAV there. Or if we want to do the ILS, we could do the ILS 36 right if it's available to us. Both are fairly long runways, 12,005 feet, so we won't have to worry about that, but we do have to worry about doing an overweight landing, so that's the only issue there. Otherwise, we'll continue on the SID. I get 34,000 feet as our top altitude. We have Unicom in our standby window there, and we're squawking 1,003. Do you have anything that you'd like to add? Nope. Alrighty. Excellent. Sounds like we're all done boarding. I'll go ahead and turn the fuel pumps on. We'll get the beacon light going on as well. Let's go ahead and check our fuel. On board. Balanced. Pumps are on. Hydraulics all look good. Pressurization. Auto. With the correct altitude. And our engine oil looks good. So that all looks good. I got 2, 4, 6, 8 doors armed. And whenever we're ready, we can do a before start checklist. Recorder ground control on. 5 forms of maintenance log on board. Reviewed aircraft 957. Fuel quantity 21.9 required, 21.9 on board. Takeoff performance, we have a 157, 160, 157, 162, 162 with a flex of 54. Oxygen is checked. Seatbelt sign on. ECAM checked. Park brake is on and checked. MCDU set. Altimeters 3014. Departure briefings reviewed. The before start checklist is complete. We have a showstopper in the house. How are you doing this evening, showstopper? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. I'm flying with you tonight. Oh, no way. I am at gate, apparently I'm at gate 5. But what gate are you at there, showstopper? See if I can find you. Oh, are you right next door? Yes, you are. There we go. We got showstopper right next to us here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have a little bit of company tonight. Really do appreciate that, showstopper. We'll be pushing back here momentarily. Just get the checklist done. Getting 1 or 2 more things done here. I think I just missed my opportunity. Alright, so that's not a good place for me to... What happened? It hit a few buttons, I think. Alright. All right, we want to put my controller there. How about that? All right, let's get back inside. Here, we'll dismiss that. Let's go ahead and. Nope, I don't need you. I need here. Ground services, GPU. Do we need to call Miami, you think? I don't think Miami owns Orlando. I think Jacksonville owns Orlando. Don't quote me on that, though. Let's see. Let's go ahead and clear this company message here. Return. We'll get this final load sheet. 140.1. 140.1. Okay, right on. Target 26.2. So all of that is good. All right. Let's see. Maybe continue the pushback. Let's see. Before I do that, let me find your call sign here. Showstopper. We have. Although we will be flying through Orlando's airspace. I don't think they own us. I've heard a few people call out on this frequency, so alrighty, you're JetBlue 621. Okay, excellent. Excellent. JetBlue 621. So I'll be listening out for you. Okay, so let's go nose to the left. I think it is here. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. It's gonna face us the wrong way. Alrighty, here we go. Brakes are released. We're clear to push. Alright. GSX, don't do anything funny. Don't do anything funny. Where are you taking me, GSX? Okay. I don't know what's going on. I gotta get the... Maybe I really do need to download the profiles here. Alrighty, so we'll just put straight back. I'll use the iPad. I don't know what's going on. GSX, you were doing so well, and then somehow you just started being terrible at it. There you go. It's the magical pushback now. I'll push deep enough where you can push right in front of me. GSX always messing up for me, right? I have no clue why. This is the second time it's done some weird stuff, so maybe I just need a profile or something like that. I have no clue. So I'll just keep pushing back, and I'll wait on you there, Showstopper. Well, it usually helps to start an engine if you turn the AP bleeder on. Well, yeah, it is on. Why weren't you starting? Let's try this again. Because I was in drone camera mode, that's why. Alrighty. Okay. We'll set the brake there. Yeah. We're mostly there, right? You can hear the blue pumper running. Even from the outside, that's crazy. Okay, the sound definitely sounds better right now. So last night the sound was definitely missing a lot of that bass. You get a pushback nose, right? Okay. Maybe that would have been the right way to push. I have no clue. All right. There we go. Sounds like we have 2 good engine starts. Looks like GSX is trying to do the same thing to you. Yeah. See, I don't know. Okay, so now you seem to be doing good. There we go. You said GSX doing me dirty too. Yeah, I just saw that. All right. Excellent. We have 2 good engine starts here. We can go flaps 2. There we go. That's part of my flow. All right, after start checklist. Let's see. Engine and tires we do not need. Status is checked and the rotor trim is 0. After start checklist is complete. While we wait on showstopper to do his pushback, we can go ahead and not waste any time. We can go ahead and do our flight control checks. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. We get the rudders. Full left. Full right. Neutral. We're on the auto brakes to max. We'll give ourselves a few units of trim up. There we go. With the predictive wind shear to auto, we could do a takeoff config check. So let me look here at our max CG here. 25.8, and that's about 25-ish, 0.8-ish. So that looks good. We could do before takeoff checklist, actually. Let's see. Before takeoff checklist, we have flaps, 2 planned and 2 indicated. Takeoff data and speeds are all checked. Weight is at 161.8. And we're planning on 161.4. Dab trim 25.8% and 25.8%. Flight controls checked. EKMMO takeoff cabin blue. We are to the line. Excellent. So once I hear you on Unicom there that you're taxiing out, or not Unicom, CTAF. CTAF is 24.3, I do believe it is. So 24.3, yep. So once I catch you on CTAF, I'll begin my taxi out behind you as well there, showstopper. You turn there as well.
Alright, JetBlue 641, can you hear me?
5x5.
Roger. Alright, I'm gonna turn around and then we can taxi
Roger. JetBlue 3318, Orlando traffic, JetBlue 3318 is taxiing runway 36 right via Bravo 5 Bravo, Orlando traffic. There we go. Excellent, 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 excellent. He has plenty of room to make a U-turn there. The checklist is to the line, so really all we're doing is waiting on the cabin, and the cabin is ready, so we're good there. Without barely touching the throttles, we were just like rolling. It's the one thing I do love about the 321 is you don't need much power to get it going. Now, if you're making a turn like he was, Showstopper was, then you definitely want to get some power in there. Let it roll forward or fuel feet before you crank that tiller all the way around. You know what? That's a side effect of me actually using... Okay, so that's a good thing. Sometimes I forget to hit that pedal disconnect button when I'm taxiing out. And that's a good thing. Like, I'm a person, I don't use the tiller all the time to taxi. Like, I like to use the rudder pedals on straightaways just because it's easier. It's not nearly as sensitive as the tiller is. So you get a smoother taxi route there. I wish the Orlando scenery had the new terminal. The new JetBlue terminal here is so nice. Asobo, you need to get on that. The JetBlue terminal, you need to get on the new terminal built here. They get the train station. I think that's the train station, but they don't have the terminal. So let's hop on that. Alright, we're essentially cooking our Crisco here. Let's go ahead and we'll bring up, first of all, I can get rid of GSX. We'll bring up our tablet here because we're getting ready to go below the line, which we can do now. We're on a straightaway, we're heading to the runway.
Let me know when you're ready.
No problem. You can blast on off out of here. I'll give you about 2 minutes in trail.
Roger. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 621 kicking off runway 36 right.
Excellent. So once I see him rolling, I'll just I'll start my timer and then give him about 2 minutes here. Let's go ahead and go below the line, runway and FMS. We have runway. I want flight plan on there. Performance over here. Runway 36 right in the box on the screen and out the window. Checked. Minimum takeoff fuel 21.3. Sorry, 21.3 required, 21.5 on board. Flight attendants notified. Engine mode is a norm. Actually, I did notify flight attendants. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. Engine mode is norm. TCAS TARA before taking off checklist is complete. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and start the chrono now. See if we can get his takeoff here. Absolutely beautiful. Let's slow it down. I know we're approaching the end. Beautiful rotation. Alright. Back inside. Here we go. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 3318 lining up a runway 36 right. Orlando traffic. Excellent. We'll go ahead and line up and wait.
Orlando traffic, JetBlue 621, clear runway 36 right on the Fashion 3, climbing through 2000, final call, switching in Unicom.
Alright. We'll see him on the Unicoms. Alrighty, final does appear to be clear, and our runway is clear. We're lining up for runway 36 right. Excellent. We should have enough intro. Hold on, let me see where he is. Let me put that on above. Yeah, he's about, I'll give him a few more miles there, because he's about 7 miles out now. So I'll give him a few more miles there, and we'll take off. Once he gets to about the 10-mile mark, that way on the arrival we don't compress into each other too much, which can be a real thing. There we go. He's about 10 miles out. Let's go ahead and get those lights on, make our call. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 3318 is departing runway 36 right on the Fission 3. Orlando traffic. Excellent. We are all ready to go. Everything is set. Let's get on down to our vacation, shall we? 1.05 on the EPR, half down on the side stick. Close enough. Here we go. Flex. Thrust set. Checks. V1. Rotate. Positive read. You're up. Go ahead and get that autopilot going on now. Did I forget to close the door? Yeah, I did. Shh. You didn't see that. Climb. Climb set. Orlando traffic. JetBlue 3318 is 1,600. We're climbing on the Fission 3. Last call. Orlando traffic. All right, let's go. Flaps 1. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to switch to an open climb since we do have a level off at 7,000 feet on this departure. Going on Unicom. Orlando area traffic. JetBlue 3318 is over Fax on the Fission departure off of Orlando International, Orlando area traffic. There we go. Let's go. Flaps up after takeoff checklist. Excellent. That was a spicy departure out of there. Nice little crosswind. The sharklets, man. The sharklets do you no favors. Let's see. Our flaps are up after takeoff checklist. The landing gear is up. No light. Flaps are up. Pressurization is checked. The after takeoff checklist is complete. So we have a speed restriction of 230 knots until we get to lefty. It's perfectly fine. We have enough room between green dot and 230 knots. If not, I would have probably left flaps 1 out because these flaps 1 gets us to 235. That's kind of like that tight region right there. There's Orlando Executive, just below the wing there. And that looks like Orlando downtown. I'm pretty sure that's Orlando downtown, right? Or is that somewhere else downtown? I don't know. It looks like a downtown, so I'm calling it Orlando downtown. I have no clue where Disney is. It's somewhere off our wingtip as well. Yeah, that doesn't look nearly as downtowny as it should look. But maybe it is. Maybe it is. Because I see what looks like a basketball arena. Or some sort of arena. And a baseball field, it almost looks like right beside it. So maybe that is downtown. No, you're in the exact same plane. You're in the, this one's Knock Knock Blues there. Get out of here. Awesome. I hate that, the model matching doesn't show the exact model someone's in. Like, if you have a special livery, like, you don't see that with the model matching. Hopefully, I feel like, online flying has come such a long way. Like, we have VHF modulation now in online flying. Like, that was like a far dream. So maybe one of these days in the next 2-3 years they'll have exact model matching for tail numbers. That'd be pretty cool. Well, I think this one, so I don't know if I think they have 2 different versions of this livery. So they have one with the pink winglets and then one with the orange winglets. So I think this is like the newer version. I don't know if you're flying because it's like Bubbles new or something like that. Then they get the blue Bubbles old. So they have 2 versions of this livery. So you might be still in pretty much the same airplane. I think we're through 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and ring our flight attendants out of sterile. There we go. Excellent. We continue out. I'll go ahead and turn you all the way to 320 for some airport. Okay, we won't do airports. In real life, it doesn't show like literally every airport because that would be a waste of space on our computers. It just shows the runways that are big enough for you to land on. But that's okay. We'll leave it on constraints and call that a day. Same plane, different livery. Okay, yeah. So you might be in the one they consider the quote-unquote old livery there. It essentially is the same thing. like I said, like I think the old one has the orange winglets or sharklets, versus the new one has the pink one. It's not just the pink one. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've flown the 320 once that had the orange sharklets. I do like the orange. The blue and orange looks really good. 132.2 is my Emmy Center, so let's go ahead and tune them up and get to talking to them. There we go. 132.2. Excellent. The center behind them is JetBlue 3318. We're 16,500. Climbing flight level 340 on the Fashion, or the Fission 3. Alrighty, we'll climb, maintain flight level 340 for American, JetBlue 3318. See how much ATC coverage we should at least Miami Center be on, at least for probably the next 20-30 minutes, and that'll be it. Once we head out over the Gulf there, I am not even going to say that full name because I am not starting that debate right now, but once we head out over the Gulf, get into probably NOSAT, it looks like NOSAT is when. Nope, it's even sooner than that. Kanoa. So once we get to Kanoa, we'll pretty much be in our own airspace. Because Kanoa starts... Or bring this up here. So we have Miami Center. They got all the way up to Kanoa. Then you have Havana Center. So that's Cuban airspace. All the way until you get to NOSAT. And then NOSAT is Mexican airspace there. So... we should have ATC for like the first half of the flight. The second half of the flight, we won't have anyone. That's okay. Quite alright. Glad to have anything better than nothing. There we go. We'll put that back up. Let's go ahead and go back up front. We are through our transition altitude, so we'll go transition standard, set once, set twice, and set thrice. We'll go all the way up top and get the wing lights off, and let's go ahead and get a little bit in-flight entertainment going there. There we go. Hopefully that comes through. You all can hear that. So this will be very interesting. This is really the first vacation going to like a beach destination with the whole Eagle's Nest there. So get the whole Eagle's Nest going down to spend a little bit of time with us. We have done beach vacations before, but not with the whole not traveling this far with the whole Eagle's Nest. So looking forward to it. Hopefully the little eagles will be quite cooperative on an airplane. We know how that can always be. Kids get bored super easily. So ooh, I did not realize the volume was still like blasting your ears off here. Let me go ahead and bring that down. There we go. That's a little bit more manageable there. Yeah, so last year we did one Atlantic Beach. But we had to do it. We finally took our oldest eagle down to see Mickey Mouse, so that was cool. He had fun. We'll have to do that sometime again in the future, or Mrs. Gray Eagle brought this one up I think earlier today. Maybe we don't go back down to Disney. Maybe instead of going to Disney World, we take a Disney cruise. So that'll be something different, something that the little Eagles haven't done before. And I've always heard really good things about Disney Cruise Lines, in terms of like entertainment for the kids on board. Even you know, it's they kind of cater to the whole Disney and the kids experience. So it's like the character dinners. Disney has like the character lunches and dinners where like you can dine with the characters, quote unquote. So that's really like part of the experience. But you would think that something that's geared so much towards kids that it wouldn't be fun for adults. But they actually, from what I've heard, I haven't been on a Disney cruise yet, but from what I heard, they actually do have some areas and some things exclusive to just adults. So it's kind of nice that if you really want to, you can have a fun time separate from your kids. You can have them do their own excursion while you do your own little thing, or if you just wanted to, just hang out at the adult side of the pool. So definitely something on our radar. Don't know when we're gonna do that though, but definitely something we want to do. Haven't been on a cruise in years at this point. In fact, the last cruise we went on, I kid you not, the last cruise we went on, we got into port and literally, I think it was like 2 or 3 days later, yeah, something like that. It was like 3 or 4, yeah, somewhere around there. It was like 3 to 5 days later, all the ships that were coming into port, they weren't letting people off because COVID had hit, and they were quarantining people on ships. So literally, we were just, had our trip been a few days later, we would have been stuck on a ship for 2 straight weeks. I have wow, I'm so glad. I mean, yes, you're on a ship and the cruise line has to take care of you, and I think they were like, even though they were docked in port, they were able to get, you know, food supplies and stuff like that to feed the masses. But still, you know, you get your little cell that you live in. Those cruise cabins are not like the biggest cabins at all. So that's definitely something you don't want to be stuck on. Yeah, oof. Yeah, for sure. Oof. And haven't been on a cruise ship since. So, you know. I know the cruise industry took a huge hit during that time. It seems like they've rebounded quite well. Just like the airlines, I feel like have rebounded quite well from the whole ordeal. If we go back, if you listen to the sound, if we go back, you can hear the bass when we go to the back of the cabin. Like you hear that. It was not there the other day. Canadian Aviation says, hello, 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 Canadian. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Long time no see. Glad you were able to make it out, even if it's just for a few more minutes. Thanks for stopping in, staying high. Tonight's drink of choice is good as hell's. This one is for you. Cheers, Canadian Aviation. Welcome. And if you don't know, we have right just in front of us where let's get a load in. There we are. There you are. So we got JetBlue 621. That is Showstopper 70 right in front of us. And we are right behind him heading out to Cancun there. So there we go. We got a little conga line. It's not a large conga line, but I really do appreciate him. Take a little bit of time out of his evening to hop online and choose to spend it flying down to Cancun as we head on out to the land of sunshine and margaritas. T-Max says, my aunt says Disney cruises are the best. Okay, see, yeah, I've anyone who's ever been on a Disney cruise, I have not heard one bad thing about Disney cruises from them. Like, not one. Everyone just absolutely loves it. Are they cheap? No, they are not cheap. By far. If you want a cheap cruise, you can definitely find cheaper on like Carnival or something like that. But for what you pay for, 100%, you definitely are getting a good value out of it. Now, I did see a video the other day online that was talking about, you know, I guess this person was rating cruise lines around the world. And obviously the bottom of his list was Carnival. And I'm thinking, oh, he's going from worst to best. So like he's doing the worst to best. And his next worst one was Disney. And I was like, no way that it's that bad in your eyes. But if there was a caveat to that as Disney. If you are not really into Disney that much, right? So like if Disney isn't really your thing, if you don't like Mickey Mouse and princesses and having a magical time on a ship, it's not going to be for you. But if you're walking around the ship and you see, you know, Moana or Lilo or something like that, then yeah, that's and that really like makes your day. Oh, we've leveled off in cruise here. Go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. Seems like it's going to be pretty smooth. Let's see. What do we got? Ground speed 490 knots for JetBlue 621. And we have, I'm at 480 knots, so right about the same. Our cost indexes are probably right just about the same then. Excellent. Ed E says, hey, Great Eagle, how are you doing, Ed E? Welcome back to another stream. That's back-to-back streams. Really do appreciate that. Ed E, welcome. How are you doing this evening? Just like last night, drink of tonight is good as hell's tropical hell's lager. So this one's for you. Cheers. But where was I? Yeah. So it was very interesting that that Disney made it on his like second worst cruise line. But again, you have to really be into the Disney universe and just absolutely love what Disney is as a company, as a corporation, as whatever it is. And if that's up your road, go for it. But if it's not, you know, you're not going to see the value in spending so much money on what is essentially a luxury cruise, because it is, just to, you know, see Disney that you can see, you know, at home on Disney Plus or something like that, right? Because you're not going to go and see like a comedian who's going to be talking dirty and nasty and all that type of stuff. You're not going to go to a show where they're acting out, you know, I don't know, the name of Broadway show. You're going to go and to the theater, and you get to the theater to see, you know, Toy Story or whatever it is. So it's definitely a different vibe on the ship altogether. Eddie says, thanks, doing good. How's the flight? We just took off out of Orlando, heading down to Cancun right now, which I'll be doing in real life here in just a few more days. So doing that right now, and right just in front of us we have JetBlue 621. He's heading down with us down to Cancun, so we have our little conga line heading on down. Looks like he just made his turn over FEMA there, so he's just ahead of us there. If I could bring up, you don't know where FEMA is, let me go ahead and bring up the tablet. Alright, there you go. Oh, where's the X? Oh, there it is. This isn't gonna work. There's FEMA. So it looks like he just made his turn over there. Oh, come on. This tablet's just the worst. Why does it do that? If anyone knows how to get this to reload, let me know, because it's like permanently stuck in gray now. Looks like a wind update. In fact, speaking of wind updates, let's go ahead and get a quick wind update. So we're requested, this one won't automatically insert, we gotta insert the winds this time. There we go. We'll insert those winds. Ooh, added 2 minutes onto our flight. That's weird. It should have changed our cruise speed as well. That's quite odd. Let's go ahead and, well, we're cruising along at 0.78. There we go. Not that much faster, but should save us about 1 more minute over the, really? Not gonna save any minutes? Alright, well, that is what it is. Draw 0.79. Nope. Okay. Well, that is what it is. I'm not gonna go crazy on the speed there. 497, let me double check. JetBlue 621's ground speed. Is that 466? I'm gonna manage that up. Nope, manage. We'll manage that up so I don't catch him. There we go. Also, let me put this back in normal. Where's normal at? Or to see the rating? All. There we go. Want all. Because at this rate, and all, we're at the same altitude. I should be able to see him somewhere. I don't know why he doesn't show up. It is what it is. Let's see. T-Mac says, I'm off to bed, but I look forward to future streams. Good night. Thank you very much, T-Mac81. Really do appreciate you stopping in and dropping a subscription. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good rest of your evening there, T-Mac. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I feel like we're probably cruising at about the same cost index. That is not the button I wanted. We got the company message. Let's go ahead and check that out. That's not what I wanted. Etsu. EOC menu. Received messages. JetBlue ops. Okay. Delay. Of course, it's the delay. So there we go. Leave you on the flight plan page there. Might bump up the temperature just a little bit and the forward cabin there. Excellent. Yeah, the funny part about that video is after he put, you know, Disney Cruise Lines all the way down towards the bottom, I was like, I cannot in good faith listen to the rest of this video. I didn't even listen to the rest of the video. Like, if Disney is going to be all the way at the bottom, I don't want to know who's up top, right? I don't want to know who's up top. Yeah, look at that wind. We're definitely getting wind updates, it feels like. You're at Mach 0.77. Yeah, I think it managed. What happened? I did something. That's why. There's a binding on my control that shares something with a binding on the airplane. I got to figure that out. That's one of those things that it's going to take some time to figure out which button is doing that. So I guess until then, I'll just use my mouse when I'm in the external view to look around. Yeah, Mach point. Okay. Yeah, we'll go select it 77 and we'll hold that. It's holding it just barely below 0.77, it seems like. So yeah, this island, this area down here, right just above the wingtip there, Marco Island, went down there several years ago. Beautiful place to be. It's not really built up at all. If you want like built up city, you gotta hop on this road here and go up to Naples, which is like, Naples is up here, so like this is the Naples area. So you gotta hop on this road, go all the way up here, and then you're in Naples, and that's more city life. This is more like rural life. Like, you don't have a lot of big chain restaurants or anything like that. There's just small town beach vibes, a lot of small town restaurants, but it still gets insanely busy because it still is a tourist area, but absolutely beautiful tourist area, I'll tell you that. Heading out over to the ocean, the seat of blue. Hopefully by the time we get to Canoa there, we should be able to see Cuba off of our left wingtip. Other than that, it's just you and a whole lot of blue out here. So this is where you start thinking about, let's see if this actually will load up. Nope, it's still not loading up. Awesome. So we'll get rid of you. This is where you start thinking about your emergency planning, right? Because like now you're leaving the US. Technically you're leaving the US like somewhere around here. I don't know where the EDOS is. But you're starting to leave the US, you're starting to leave land. Like, you got Key West down here, but that's not going to be long enough for you. Maybe Navy Key West might have a long enough runway for you, but Key West is not going to be enough runway for you. So like really the only thing you can do, something happens, is to come back here and come down to what it says, it should be Fort Myers, right? There's Fort Myers right here. That's Fort Myers page, so this is Fort Myers proper. That's the closest area. So you got to decide, are you going to go east to Miami or north to Fort Myers if something happens? And then you get down here past Canoa, and then you got to start thinking, you really don't want to, right? You don't want to go to Cuba, but if you have to go to Cuba, Havana is going to be the place to go. Havana is a big city. It's got a nice long runway. They're going to have major firefighting services, everything you need there. So, you know, that's the decision you got to kind of make. prior to Kanoa, I'm probably turning around and going to Miami. After Kanoa, I'm probably gonna dip down into Havana. Now, as I start getting closer to NOSAT, I'm gonna be trending, instead of going back to Cuba. I don't even know if they have an airport out here, but instead of going back to Cuba, I'm going to be more focused on going to Cancun. So the closer to NOSAT I get, the more I'm going to be focused on going to Cancun versus diverting into Havana. Because you never know, if you divert into a country that, you know, your company doesn't really fly to or fly to that often, you may not have the ground support as if we continued on to Cancun or went back to, you know, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, West Palm. I mean, West Palm is kind of far now, but, you know, you got these southern Florida airports here that are going to be more than capable of handling an Airbus. So these are all things that go into the thought process as you're getting ready to cross over the water there, because now is you're the captain of the ship, and the decision is yours. Oh, I did not see that there. Canadian Aviation says, I enjoy your streams. They make my day. Thank you very much, Canadian Aviation. That means oh so much to me. I really do appreciate it that you take the time to watch and you actually enjoy chilling and spend a little time with me. So that makes my day as well. It really does.
1004 Miami Center, runway 8 right, taxi via Whiskey Mike.
So, the other thing to think about too, this one is really not that bad because you're in radio communication the whole way. You can kind of hear like the radio signal starting to fade the closer we get to Kanoa here. But let's say you're going from JFK all the way down to like St. Thomas or San Juan. Let's say San Juan. That's probably the most used route there. So you're going to be going JFK or New York or Boston all the way down. Well, you're going to be in this area. It is a non-radar area of New York Center. And something happens, right? You're a long ways away from land. There's not really much you can do. And everything you do, you got to relay back to New York Center through either, if you are so equipped, I'll get rid of you real quick. Ooh, that's not what I want. So you're going to relay either through HF, which is kind of hard to see here, but you have HF 1 and 2. And does this simulate HF radios? Oh, there we go. So what you do when it comes to HF, they'll give you a frequency, but on the ground, what you need to do is set in, we'll call it 5,000 for now. Go back up. All right, so we'll set in 5,000. You need to switch it. Now, just because you switched it, you're still not on that frequency. You're still on 8900. So what you got to do, and I wonder if I'll be able to hear it, I'll turn it all the way up, is you got to key the mic once. Once you key the mic once, then it will tune that radio. So let's see if we can hear it. I'm gonna turn the sim volume up. Let's see if we can hear it. No, it didn't do anything. Okay, you can't hear it, but when you do that, you key the mic, you should hear an audible tone. It's just a slight, like beep, like a little beep tone. When you do that, it is tuned, and you can now transmit on it. You got to do that check before you actually even take off and head out over water. Or you get your nifty CPDLC here. I don't really have it set up. I mean, I kind of do have it set up, but I never use it because I don't think any of the controllers here in the US use it that often. So I just never use it. But when you have it, it is great because you never have to talk to anyone. All your frequency changes comes right here. If they want you to climb, descend, turn left, turn right, it'll come right here. If they get a route revision for you, it comes right here. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, Max Recent says, howdy. Hey, Max Recent, how are you doing? Alright, Chip. Frequency change approved, JetBlue 3318. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great night. Alrighty. There we go. We'll switch to Unicom since we are leaving. Oh, there's JetBlue 621 right there. I don't know why you weren't popping up there earlier there, showstopper, but it is what it is. I got you now. You're about 20 miles ahead of me. That's perfect in trail spacing. 20 miles is perfect in trail spacing. Yes, howdy. Max Recent, how are you doing? Glad you're able to join another live stream. Let me get this volume back down since you couldn't hear the tone of the HF frequency changing. Here, let me go ahead and I can turn that off. And literally when you turn that on, all you're going to hear is static the entire time. So you turn it on, you change your frequency, you check in with whoever you need to check in with, and then you turn it off. Because once you check in and do your thing, they're going to do a cell call check. And when they do their cell call check, you'll get a little call button. It's always the same. It's always the same call button, or the call tone, I should say. And so that's how you know they want you to call them. So then you just turn on the HF and say hello. Someone you want at the Urain. So yeah, there we go. Quick little down and dirty about flying over waters there. Max says howdy. How are you doing? Welcome. Glad you can make it out. The drink of the evening is Good as Hell's Tropical Hell's Lager. So this one's for you. Cheers, buddy. I do love that. Is it pink? Is it purple? Is it fuchsia? I don't know. I don't know. I'm a guy, so the specific color isn't gonna come to my mind anytime soon. Oh man, I'm sure any female could pick that color out, the exact color it is, but it's pink. To me, it's pink. It's pink. Yeah, here's a question for you, Max Recent. Now that you're here and we're crossing the Gulf, not to spark any crazy debates, but since you literally are on the Gulf, what do you so choose to call this body of water? Might be able to. No. Well, yeah. So if we go outside, we're leaving the Keys behind. That's like the southernmost Keys. So Key West would be back here. So we got, yeah, that's definitely Key West back there. That last little island with civilization on it. I don't think these are inhabited. So that's Key West. And then down here, oh, I thought you'd be able to see it. Apparently you can't. Alright. Well, don't worry about it. Hopefully here in the next 20 minutes or so, we should be able to see Cuba off of our left wing. I thought we'd be able to see it now, but I was lying, I guess. Did we just run into like some crazy headwind? Looks like our ground speed of 407 knots. Yeah, yeah, I think we just ran into some crazy headwind when we made that turn over Lulls. I'll keep an eye on you though. I think you keep going in and out. I don't know. You should always be there because you're exactly 20 nautical miles at the same altitude. I have no clue why TCAS keeps dropping you. It's not like you need to be above or below at all. I'm not on threat, so I should be able to see you. It is what it is, though. So we get an equal time point here, just about Kanoa. It used to be back when you were flying down south here. So you have this fixed Kanoa. It used to be that I guess before Cuba decided to get with the program and do everything by verifying on the radar, because they do have radar. They do have VHF radios and radar and all that stuff, so they can see you. But for some reason you had to call ahead like 5 minutes prior to entering Cuban airspace and let them know your exact time and altitude that you're going to be at Kanoa. So that's now gone. You get the handoff from Miami Center, and that's your handoff into Cuban airspace. So that is what it is. The drink tonight is a nice cold glass of H2O. That's a really good drink, Max Racing. I might have myself one of those right after stream. You see, did Center give us Mach 0.77? No, Center did not give us Mach 0.77. Max Racing. Oh, you I forget. You just joined. So apparently tonight we have another subscriber who is joining us this evening. JetBlue 621, right there in front of us. So what I did was I just slowed up so I can match his speed there. So that's it. That's all I'm doing. I mean, if I go managed, it's the same speed. We didn't get 0.77. He's just doing 0.77, but if I manage it, the airplane's gonna do 0.77 anyway. So really not that big of a deal. Ooh, Merida Center got online. Merida, I don't know how to say it, but that's the city. Merida Center just got online, so we should have some ATC going into Cancun. There we go. Excellent. Man, am I just feeling like the luckiest guy in the world today? Yet someone flying with me down to Cancun, and we got a little ATC both in the US and in Mexico. So what a good evening. It's not, well, today's a Thursday too. I'm over here thinking it's a Friday night, but no, it's a Thursday night. What a random night for all of this to be going on. But you know, I'm not mad about it. Why is this yellow? Why are you yellow? No comprende. Why is it yellow? And also, why do we have a lot of broken down subdivisions of airspace? What do all these lines mean? Do I need to reload this? I have no clue. If anyone knows why it shows up like that. Question, is it necessary to activate the app phase, or can you also let it do it on its own? So, yes, that's a really good question. Let me put this back away then. And then I'll head downstairs. I want none of these. Alrighty, so you're talking about activating the approach phase. No, that's not the right button. You're talking about activating the approach phase. So, yes, you can activate the approach phase if you want to. I wouldn't recommend doing it right now, because once you activate the approach phase, the airplane's immediately going to start slowing down to green dot. It's going to try to slow down to its characteristic speed. So I think you remember me talking about the characteristic speeds last night. So it will immediately start slowing down to characteristic speeds. Now, you don't always have to. Now, a good rule of thumb is through 10,000 feet. If you're in, select your speed, because you're going to be below 250 knots anyway, and usually a star is only going to slow you to 210 knots. A star will usually never slow you below 210 knots, so you got 40 knots of wiggle room to play with the speed there between 250 and 210. And so that's easily managed in a selected speed mode. However, if you don't, let's go all the way here. So you see here, this says decel. In the real aircraft, decel will not be a point that you can bring up on your ND display. It will just go straight to ERDAM instead of centering on that decel. But since we're not in real life and we're in the Fenix, and it does do that, so you have this decel point. That's this point right here in our FMC. So when you cross that decel, that is going to automatically activate the approach phase. So to answer your question, there are two different ways to do it. Caveat with that, though, is should you choose to be the person that wants to let the decel point activate your approach phase versus doing it at 10,000 feet. Not every star has a transition to connect to the approach that brings you all the way into the runway. So, in instances like that, you may not get a decel point at all. And what will happen a lot of times is you're getting vectored onto the approach, you're getting vectored onto the ILS. You forgot to activate the approach at 10,000 feet, and then you've been in selected speed the entire time below 10,000 feet because your ATC has given you speed restrictions, turn to your left, turn to your right. They're vectoring onto the final, and then now you're at 2,000 feet, and you go to manage your speed, and since it's not activated, it's going to accelerate to 250 knots. Ask me how I know. There's those who have and those who will. It's not a matter of will that ever happen to me. It's a matter of when will it happen to me. So and it's not a big deal. It has happened so many times in the past. You just know that if you press this speed button right here and you start accelerating, then you push it in, you start accelerating, you just pull it and bring the speed back down, and then activate your approach phase, and then you can push it back in and you'll be perfectly fine. It's easy. It's very easy. It's really, I mean, you're gonna do it, you're gonna forget about it one day, but it really is. If you just stay calm, pull, activate, and push, you'll be perfectly fine. It really is not that bad. But yeah, that's there are two ways to do it, but remember, if you do it the second way, not every star has the deceleration point on it. But that was a really good question, Eddie. Really good question. So that's why a lot of times in my stream, and for the vast majority of other Airbus YouTube streamers, that when you watch them, they'll always activate the approach phase because it's just second nature to do it. Because, you know, there's been a time in our past where we didn't, and the aircraft started to accelerate at 200 to 250 knots. And it's not as bad of a thing. Just catch it before you overspeed the flaps. That's all you got to do. Because usually, when that happens, you were doing about 170, 180 knots, maybe 190, and you were at flaps 2. So you gotta. If we go up front here and look, you got a flaps 2 speed here of 215 knots. So if you were doing 190 knots at flaps 2 and you manage your speed, I literally just used my thumb like I would in the actual airplane. Now I gotta use the mouse. So you reached up and managed the speed and you start accelerating. So you got 25 knots when those motors start going all the way up to climb thrust, because it's going to go all the way up to climb thrust to accelerate you back to 250 knots. So you have 25 knots worth of room to realize what's happening, pull it, activate, and then push it again. So I learned something great stuff. Thank you. I love learning this stuff. It's all the little stuff, right? So I mean, I really do appreciate you asking the questions, because I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's doesn't always need to be a mystery, what we do up here. Now there's some things I just can't talk about, so I won't talk about, but you know, for the most part, I mean, everyone knows how to fly an Airbus, right? But it's all the other little small things, right? That makes it awesome. Max Race still says still waiting on a placard mod. Are you talking about for the flight deck? Talking about all this stuff here, this? Or are you talking about this placard? These placards? Yeah, that's very much true. I mean, and you see, they're all that little number there. That is an FAA number. So all these little numbers here are FAA numbers. For being a required placard, that's a required placard. That's a little required placard. So if like they need to take that out, or if it's damaged too much, they have to take it out and replace it. There, my favorite ones. It's not on here. Some of the airplanes will have no smoking. You're like, really, Einstein? We're really putting no smoking on the airplane? Like that hasn't been a thing since like the 1960s, 1970s. You joke, Max Racing, but I literally flew an airplane that had for some reason it wasn't on this side, it was just on this side. It had a co-pilot. It said co-pilot right there on the thing. It said co-pilot. And that's back when I was a first officer. So I looked at it and I said, thanks for reminding me what my job is. I almost forgot there. So they know which seat to sit in. Exactly, right? Yeah, without that sticker there, I would have not known what my job was. I am so thankful that someone took the time to put that sticker there to remind me. Yeah, sometimes, and only sometimes, that's not all the airplanes, just some of the airplanes. There'll be like no smoking stickers, like up here or down here. It's just wherever. There's like not even a standard place to put them. Like, this makes sense, right? No cigarette, that's waste, so that's a waste disposal. But like, you would think it's red, it would say like no smoking, but it's no cigarette. But like the fact that they have to say no cigarette, like who's still smoking cigarettes and putting it in there? I have no clue. But yeah. Seems oddly smooth for a noon flight this time of year. Well, fortunately, it's a night flight. We just set the time of day for the middle of the day. But yeah, usually this time of year, or as you start heading into the summertime, you start getting some crazy buildups out here over the Gulf as you head into Mexico. And then the controllers down in Mexico literally don't care. Like, they won't say anything about the thunderstorm you're flying into. They'll just keep flying you into it. So that's why I say, when you're out here and you leave the US, like, you got to do that captain stuff they pay you to do. There's Cuba off our left wing tip there, but you got to do some of that captain stuff they pay you to do, because other controllers, they just don't care. So you constantly got to be on them, like, hey, there's a cell right in front of us, we want to turn this way or do that, and they'll accommodate it, but they just won't do anything unless you say something. So from what I've heard, and this is coming from another friend of mine that works at air traffic control here in the US, but as she has understood it with ATC and other parts of the world, at least when you start going down south here, is you can be in, let's say, Bogota or something like that, and they want you to descend down to 2,000 feet. Well, we all know Bogota is like a highly mountainous area, right? If I can find Bogota, I don't even know where Bogota is. I need Skibo. I am not finding it. It's somewhere down south. There we go. It's so we all know Bogota is right in the mountains, right? So like, hey, descend and maintain 3,000 feet or whatever, or 5,000 feet or 4,000 feet. So you see the sector altitudes here, or quadrant altitudes here. It's all very high. It's the way it's seen in other parts of the world is they will, I did not mean to zoom out, they will give you that descent clearance, and you're the captain. You need to know that there's a mountain between you and the airport. Why would you ever, you're the captain, why would you ever descend your airplane into a mountain? And we're so used to all the rate radars and grid controllers and regulations here in the US that if ATC tells us to descend, well, that's going to be terrain clearance, but that's not seen. Their job isn't terrain clearance down there. That's your job as the captain, is to maintain terrain clearance. So that's why I say, when you leave the US, it's you signed off for that aircraft. You signed all that paperwork for all those passengers on the aircraft. You sign, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 customs forms that you sign before you even leave. And that's your signature. Usually what I do when I leave the US is whatever forms I sign, I keep a copy of, just in case, because you never know when you're gonna need a copy of that form. So usually your purser will also have a copy of that form, and that's the copy that they're gonna hand over to the agents when they open the door in whatever country you get to. But there's also a flight deck copy that I like to keep, and I keep it in my flight bag, and I do not throw it away until I am nice and snug in my home. If Cuba denied our aircraft to land, there's going to be an international incident. That's what would happen. Although, to be fair, right now, so that's a good question. So, like, right now, like I said, like, really the closest good airport, or the closest airport I would know would be good. I mean, you can even see it from the map here. I mean, look how big Havana is compared to some of these other cities here. So I'm thinking Havana, right? So you declare your emergency, you get Havana. It's a pretty westernized airport. However, like I said, there's going to be a certain point where I'm going to go ahead and say, all right, we're here over a lobby. A lobby? Is that the name of it? Yeah, a lobby. And we have Cancun. We're estimating Cancun at 1454. We're less than 45 minutes away from Cancun. We might as well push on into Cancun. And if we needed to, we can go ahead and select our speed and bump it up. Are you going to go up? Nope. You'll go down, but not up. There we go. And we can push our speed up to 8.1. So we can make up a little bit of time there. Because how much time is it going to take for us to U-turn all the way back around before we're headed the right direction to go to Havana? So that's my only thing there, is we're to a point where I would now say, hey, we're kind of past the point where we're going to go to Havana. Let's just continue on. Cuba could very well deny aircraft. However, that's on them, because I'm coming in, I'm going to land. Now, whether my passengers are allowed to get off, that's a completely separate, different thing. And that's where, you know, you're going to be getting more into politics than you will be, you know, aviation stuff. So once I get the airplane on the ground and we're parked on a hard stand somewhere, then that's where, you know, you play the political game. You get the good old cell phone out, and hopefully you have a cell phone signal so you can call the company, or there's different ways we could do it through the aircraft too. But yeah, that's going to be a different game where the company will have to get in touch with embassies, ambassadors, yada yada yada, to get everyone accommodated. And then, I mean, there'll be a premium to pay for it, but so that's out of the scope of my job. All right. Let's go ahead and begin verifying the route here. We're getting real close to the top of the sun here. So let's go ahead and verify our arrival into Cancun. I cannot see. Why would you not pop up? There we go. We got the NOSAT 1 Bravo. Let's see. There we go. Flight plan. There we go. And we're going to be over NOSAT between 22 and 20 and 280 knots. That looks good. Hacho is going to be between 20 and 18 and 250 knots. That looks good. Then you have Lettuce. Then Atmos at or below 14. Then Uniform November 500 at or above 8,000, 220 knots. Then Uniform November 522 at or above 6,000 feet. Then you have Erdam. Nope. There it is, right here. Uniform November 515 at or above 5,000 feet. Then you have Erdam at 3,000 feet, 200 knots. Then Rydug's at 3,000 feet. And then from Rydug, or if we're on the X-ray, which we are, we're going to go to Uniform November 505, and that's at 3,000 feet. Then Uniform November 528 at 3,000 feet. Uniform November 529, that's at 3,000 feet as well. And Uniform November 532, left, so 1,400 feet, with a minimums of 250. So that's good. And from that last fix, from November 532 to the runway, it's about 5 miles on a 3-degree glide slope. So 4 miles around it there, 3-degree glide slope. That looks good. For the mist approach, turn left and continue climbing on the mist approach the holding pattern at Atmos. So we'll just turn left and pretty much proceed out to Atmos there. And we'll hold. And Atmos will put us back on the downwind again, essentially. So we come back out here, and then we can come back in on this, or I won't do it all over again if we had to. Alrighty. So that all looks good. Rad nav. We have INCP 110.7, and the front course is 125, 127, close enough, 30-degree glide slope. Progress page, we want MMUN. Runway 12 left. We'll go ahead and put that in there. I am doing that right just now. What do you think I'm doing? Performance approach page here. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull the weather for Cancun. Winds are looking calm. That's very good for us. Weather. VATSIM, they're using 12 left and right. So good. Expect the ILS DME X-ray. Really? 12 right approach? Okay. It is what it is. I wouldn't think that would be their approach you'd use, but it is what it is. I'll go ahead and pin the X-ray for 12 right as well. If we get that change, we get that change. Because they do have controllers online. And it's the same thing. You come in over right, Doug. It's just the fixes are slightly different, and you go to 12 right instead. Alrighty, so we'll keep 12 left in for now. And that's going to be our threat as a possible runway change to 12 right. Let's see, the barrow is going to be 250. We'll do full weather again. It says 12 on yes. Okay, ones are calm. Temperature is 23 degrees. Very nice, very nice. Very comfortable out there. And the altimeter is 3003. We'll go ahead and pop that in there. And we'll set our altimeters here accordingly. So we'll set that once. Twice. And thrice. Excellent. There we go. I don't think we're quite in their airspace. So, but we are getting there. We're getting very close to Merida's airspace. No problem there. I'll go ahead and hide this for now. And just want Rida. It's going to be 3,000 feet. So let's go ahead and set 3,000 feet. And I am one that likes to descend a little early before the top of the descent bar. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's go ahead and look at below. Are you showing up there, JetBlue 621? I'm not too sure. Where are you at? Do not know why you show up only sometimes there. Very interesting. What's your opinion on pilots that reach for flaps and gear before you tell them to? Do you chew them out? As a captain, have you ever had to chew someone out? So, good question. No, I do not like, that is not my preferred way of disciplining or learning or teaching. I do not want to chew someone out, because that just, remember, this is someone that you got to work with for 4 straight days, right? So you want them to be open to anything that you're trying to say in terms of improvement. And it really does depend on the person and how well they can take jokes. My preferred way is to joke with them about it. But there are some times where you debrief what happened, or whatever. I reaching for that stuff. If they're reaching for it but not moving it, then that's one thing. If they're reaching for it and moving it before I call for it, that's a different thing. And so yeah, I will bring it up if you're moving the flight controls before anyone else, and that's a common courtesy, right? Because like, if you're flying as well, do you want me to just move flaps before you're ready for me to move the flaps? Do you want me to just move the gear up and down before you're ready for the gear to go up and down? Like, you're manipulating controls here that can change the how the aircraft handles when it flies. So that's just a common courtesy thing. Wait until you're commanded to do it before you do it. And there are times where you have someone that will call for flaps before they've made it down to the flap speed, and that's why we have our call out check speed, right? So that's there, and that's not supposed, when I say check speed, I'm not trying to admonish anyone or anything like that. And usually, you'll get oh, I'm sorry, and I'm like, hey, it's okay. That's why we have the checks and balances, right? So I'm not trying to get on anyone's case, man. That's just not going to be conducive to an open flight deck policy, because you really want, in the time of need, your first officer to speak up and feel like when they speak up, they are going to be heard, and that you won't scold them for them trying to say something that very obviously could be you endangering the entire aircraft, because there's the whole thing when it comes to who can see what. A lot of times in a lot of different accidents, first officers had a much more clearer picture than a captain did, but refused to speak up about it. And that is something you never want to introduce into the flight deck, because once you do that, you've just shut down 50%, even more, of someone that's gonna save your life. So yeah, no, you don't want to chew someone out. That's not how you get on someone. That's not how you make someone a better pilot. No, I don't believe in that. Sorry. So long short is no, I have not chewed someone out. Debriefed on things, talk things over, and even if they had like a hard landing or a bad landing or whatever, and I'm not gonna really say, I mean, if you landed in the touchdown zone and pretty much near center line, I'm not gonna be mad about anything else that happened, because you got it down in the touchdown zone and on center line. Now, if you want to talk about things that could be improved upon, yeah, I say, oh well, I think you brought out the power just a little too soon, and that's what led to this or that or whatever. But I'm not gonna sit there, because we're our own worst critics when it comes to that. So I'm not gonna kick you while you're down type of deal. I'm not gonna do that. And hopefully, Max Mason, as you progress through your career, you're going to be flying with some first officers, co-pilots, even captains, really, that may have that You know, well, let me start with first officers, co-pilots, whatever it is that you're doing. They're gonna that are going to take everything you say to heart. And so by you saying something to admonish them, what are you doing? You dumb, yada 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 yada. Well, that's just gonna shut them down. Now what are they gonna do? They could have saved you from hitting another airplane's wingtip, but they just say, you just put it in their head, well, if I say something, he's just gonna yell at me. Yeah, that's Max was absolutely correct. As long as you don't end up on the news, and that's the major point there. As long as you don't end up on the news, and that's what that's the goal, because there's two of you on the flight deck, and you're both kind of equally responsible for the safety of the aircraft. Although the captain ultimately has the final say, and gets the final little lashing there for the safety of the aircraft, but yeah, you just never want to shut someone down, and as a captain, you have to realize that what you say will be taken harder by the people you talk to, simply because you're the captain. For no other reason other than you're the captain. You could say the most innocent thing and it could offend someone, so you really do have to choose your words carefully when you speak. Let's see, Merida Center, 1283, there we go. We'll tune that in. Excellent. Switch that on over. 1283, 1283, yep. Hello, Merida Center, JetBlue 3318 is flight level 209er, descending on the NOSAT 1 Bravo, runway 12 left transition.
JetBlue 3318, Merida Center, good evening, radar contact flight level 210, continue descend via the NOSAT 1 Bravo, 6,000 feet, expect the ILS X-ray approaching runway 12 right, and the QNH is 3003.
Ready, we'll continue our descent via the NOSAT 1 Bravo, arrival down to 6,000 feet, and we'll expect the ILS X-ray runway 12 right for JetBlue 3318. Alright, there we go. So we'll go ahead and change that in the box then. Let's go ahead and bring our tablet back up, and we will go ahead and put the X-ray to 12 right in there. So flight plan, arrival, which is better because when we do land Charlie 3 or Charlie 2, this is usually where the internationals park, right here. So we'll park somewhere down here. I have no clue where we're going to park, but we're going to park somewhere down there. ILS X-ray 12 right, there you go. Vias Redug, there we go. We'll go ahead and insert that. So from Redug, we're gonna have Redug is gonna be uniform November 506, then uniform November 540, then uniform November 545. And then there's the runway there, and then our missile bridge will go down south instead of north. There we go. We'll go ahead and insert that. Excellent. So we will leave everything managed. Go ahead and get the seatbelt sign back on. We'll get our wing light back on. We're getting ready to hit our transition altitude here fairly soon. Excellent. Now our new minimums are going to be 220. And full flaps, auto brakes, low side set, soft go if we need to, and a left hand turn off. Let's see.
Continue approach your suit with land.
Showstopper, you know what gauge you're going to be parking at? Because I think I'm going to get rid of this since I'm going to bring the other chart over. Let's see. Because I think... No, we'll park somewhere. If I take Charlie 3, I'll just probably head straight on in to like 33, 34, 35, 36. One of these 30 gates is probably where I will go showstopper. Wherever you are, and I'll probably just park right beside you there. We'll deplane, then get off of ATSIM, and then do our replays. So that'll be that. Let's see. The altimeters, I think he said 3003, but I will double check one more time here. ATIS VATSIM Alpha says altimeters are 3003. Excellent. So we are transition 3003. Alrighty. Let's do a descent checklist, shall we? Altimeters 3003. Auto brake is low. Preferred approach page is set. Arrival briefing is reviewed. No set 1 Bravo. Visual approach backed up with ILS X-ray 12 rate. And our status is checked. Descent checklist is complete. Sweet deal. You say, okay, yeah, that's wherever you are, I guess is where I'll be. It'll be somewhere down there, though, I think. Max Racing says, tell me, gate 54? Gate 54? All right. Okay, that's the new one. All right, sweet. 54. All right, we'll do that.
JetBlue 3318, turn right direct gear down. That's Echo Romeo Delta Alpha Mike, and maintain 6,000.
Direct to them down to 6,000. JetBlue 3318. All right, so we'll go direct to Erdem. Up.
3318, my bus, yes, it was 3,000. And maintain 3,000, please.
Okay, direct Erdem down to 3,000 for JetBlue 3318.
Hey, thank you.
All right, there we go. So direct Erdem, we'll go down to 3,000 feet now. No problem. Can do. Can do. Can do. Do a little bit more drag. Don't need that much drag though. Oh, another question. Another question. What does it mean when a ILS runway has a number after it? So really all that is they have different variations of the same approach. So in this case, let me bring up the charts approaches. So if I bring up the, I'll just deselect that because I don't need that anymore. But I do need the X-rated 12, right? So if you look here, you have this. So this one, if we did the Yankee or the Zulu, sorry, if we did the Zulu approach, okay. Then we'd have to go to the VOR and then do a procedure turn to come in. Right, so if we did the Yankee approach, we'd have to come in and do a DME arc, and the X-ray approach has RNF fixes that will funnel you into the ILS there. That's all those different variations are. Different types of way to shoot the same approach. It's still an ILS, however, how you're going to get onto the ILS is different for each letter there. So that's why you have several different versions of the approach. That same one approach. Cool controller giving us shortcuts. Yeah. I mean, you don't get that often on VATSIM. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see the flight attendants. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. Excellent.
Are you Delta 601?
Alrighty.
That was unreadable too.
Is that the JetBlue ahead of us? I think that's the JetBlue ahead of us. Let's go ahead and we shall pause our
Looks like we're direct UN 540 instead of right us there, direct 621 JetBlue. JetBlue 621, roger. You were not clear that direct, so just remember that next time you're supposed to continue over Reading and then continue the approach, but I mean, you're ready to turn, no problem. Clear for the ILS extra runway 1 to right.
Sweet, okay. He's still getting clear for their approach. Excellent. No problem. So we're going to be gate 54. Okay. T4, gate 54.
Roger, yeah, because I also missed, I should have gave you the 80 cents for 2,000 instead of staying at 3,000.
Man, it got really warm in the back of the cabin. Let me cool it off. That's the other thing I like doing when we go down south like that. I like pre-cooling the cabin because you know it's going to be warm when you get down there. You go down south, anything like Miami and south, you just know it's going to be insanely hot. Alrighty, so in-flight entertainment is off. Our replay is recording. Excellent. We have all the things. Showstopper 70 says, oops, nah, you're all good, Showstopper. You know, it's a slip of a finger on the FMS is probably what that was. That's what we'll say there. Slip of the finger.
Delta 601, radar contact level 350. Turn right, direct ear dam. That's Echo, Romeo, Delta, Alpha, Mike. And descend via the arrival to 30,000 feet, sorry. QNH is 3003 and expect the
So you see here, we're going to cross the, I call it Circle D, Big D, whatever you want to call it. So your decel point right there, that's where you know that the airplane's automatically going to start slowing up because it wants to hit 200 knots right here. But you're not going to slow to 200 knots. You're going to slow down to green dot. So what we'll do now is I'll go ahead and we'll select our speed. We'll activate the approach, or I could just wait for us to cross Circle D. Here, once we cross Circle D, this page should turn to the approach page. Go ahead and stow the speed brakes there. So you see the approach feed automatically went over to the approach phase. So now we're in approach phase. I'm gonna go ahead and bring our speed back to 200 knots.
Not a problem, sir. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I mean it does. We're not in the real world, and we're not nearly as busy. If it was like insanely busy in Cancun, yeah, you'd be staring at something. Why is this airplane doing 270 knots? Come on now, airplane. What you doing? That's the other thing I think Fenix needs to fix is it will not maintain speed in order to maintain. Instead of maintain 2,000 for JetBlue 3318. Alrighty. Yep, there. Oh my gosh, he did it in Alt Star mode. That is a pet peeve, is when you do that. So I forgot to look here to see Alt Star was gone, and I descended us down to 2,000. So it is what it is. So we'll go ahead and begin slowing up here. That's really my fault, but that will really happen in real life. They try to do that to you in the simulator too, is give you an altitude change before Alt Star is gone right here, so that you end up in a vertical speed mode like this, and you'll have slowed down to your speed. Let's go flaps 1 speed verified, and wonder why you're not going down as fast, and so you won't make what your restriction because you're descending at 500 feet a minute instead of 1,500 feet a minute. I have no clue what he said. Clear for the ILS X-ray 12 right approach, JetBlue 3318. So we're clear for the approach. Excellent. Yes. I'm going to wait until we're inbound before I actually select anything. I actually do need to get the LS push buttons on. There we go. Excellent. Nope. I want to see that. Yep, it looks about like that in real life. Just, it's like crazy amounts of forest down here in Cancun. As a passenger, there's not much to see. Just forest, more forest, and then more forest. Tailwind? Oh, there's a tailwind? Is that what he said? What are the winds? Uh-oh. There you go, make me. Fitness. VETSIM hasn't updated the ADAS. It's still showing 0000. Alrighty. So, it is what it is. We'll let VETSIM, whenever they update it is when they update it, I guess. I'll go ahead and arm that right now. We'll watch this turn around onto the final approach course here. There we go, making that turn.
JetBlue 621, welcome to Cancun. Vacate to your left when able.
Roger, vacate to the left, JetBlue 621.
Alright, back up for. Wow, hazy. Alrighty. We're on the localizer course. I'll go ahead and arm the approach. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and manage the speed. So now watch. The speed is just going to hang out at S speed. That's all it's going to do. It's going to hang out at S speed until I go flaps 2, which I'm going to wait until we intercept the glide slope to go flaps 2.
JetBlue 3318, radar service is terminated. Runway 1 to right, winds calm, you're clear to land.
1 to right, clear to land. JetBlue 3318. Alrighty, we are cleared to land. So, like I said, I'm just gonna hold off for a while on flaps 2, until we start getting until we start capturing the glide slope. So maybe 1 dot low, I'll drop flaps 2. That's gonna spool the engines back to.
Towards Terminal 4, or nah, I saw you already just went straight forward. You can go ahead and park on Terminal 3. Welcome to Cancun.
Great, thank you very much, JetBlue 620. Yeah,
Okay.
wait, I thought, okay, maybe he just was like done with me. I wasn't sure yet. First time here. So.
Not a problem.
Okay, so it looks like 621 went to Terminal 3. So that's what we'll do. We'll go to Terminal 3 as well. I'll see that. I'll keep that kind of up to see where he's parking. Looks like he parked on 29. So we'll park on like 30 or 31, something like that.
JetBlue 3318, did I already clear to land?
Affirmative, JetBlue 3318.
Great, just want to make sure.
Excellent, no problem. Beanie Baby Gamey says, what's up? Welcome, Beanie Baby Gamey. Glad you're able to join. All right, just as we're about to land here in Cancun, Mexico. I asked you last night, but I was so tired. Are you doing across the pond? I will be gone for the next just over a week. So that's why we're flying into Cancun, because that's where I'm going to be heading off here too soon. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. I said 1 dot low, right? So watch this. I want to do it so the engines never spool up here. Flaps 2. Engines are going to spool back to idle because now it wants to go to F speed. So we have glide slope capture. We can set them as the approach altitude. And that's going to be 3,000. Alrighty, gear down. flaps 3. So you see how the aircraft wants to go all the way down to F speed. There you go. So that's what happens when you manage the approach, and I kind of wanted to do it just so, hit it just right where I'm able to get all my flaps out without having the engine spool up until I'm at F full flaps. So there we go. Let's do a descent checklist. Altimeters. We have 3003 and 1480. Our engine mode is norm. Landing gear down 3 green. KMCO landing no blue before landing checklist is complete. Yes, I'm a roll A320 pilot there. Beanie Baby Gaming. Alrighty here. I do have approach lights coming in sight now. Let's get the sim volume up. There we go. I'm gonna wait until I get that VASI in sight is what I'll do. So you see ground speed mini is moving up and down since we have such a stiff headwind. It's a crossing headwind, but quartering headwind, but it's still a headwind. So that's why we're more than ref plus 5 because ground speed mini is adding some onto there. Wow, the haze is real down here. 500. Stable target sync 900. Clear to land. You're like, I don't have a landing rate calculator or a monitor. I have to find one and install one. I do not see a happy out here, but that's quite alright. It feels like we're low. Autopilot's off. 100 above. It could be the trees giving you that illusion.
Minimum. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Deployed. $80, $60. Manual braking's auto brakes off. We'll try to get this. Missed it. Oh, I missed the taxiway there. Oh man, where's the next taxiway? Charlie 2. Alright, JetBlue 3318. Looks like we're gonna roll it down to Charlie 2. And you said there's another frequency?
3318 Abram, yeah, the tunnel was closed, just monitor speed up on 18.10. Yeah, that's it. Welcome to Cancun, have a great night.
Alright, we'll monitor CTAF on 118. I think you said 118.0?
118.10.
1810. JetBlue 3318. Have a great night. Thanks for the ATC. You have a great weekend.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Alright.
Attention aircraft in the center of right now is closed. Monitor CTAF 4228. Good night.
Was that did I only get one reverser? And that could be a product of my my throttle quadrant being desynced, the detents being ever so off. So 1810 is what it is. So here, I'll turn left and then we'll turn left again and then I'll do that. Right up the airplane. Now that was definitely a hardware issue. Definitely a hardware issue. Yeah, Beanie Baby Gaming says really 325s did not land long. You're a fake. 100%, right? Alright, so 1810. 1810 is the CTAF. I'm glad he gave us the CTAF frequency and just instead of just saying monitor CTAF. So I got that up. We'll do that. And let's go flaps up, shall we? No, just auto. There we go. And I see Showstopper down there. So we'll head down to where he is. I think he parked on 29, so we'll park on 30. There. Do you ever get fail reverser? Max Racing. That's one of the failures I want to do on one of my streams. Is that exact? I have had that happen to me twice now, where I had a reverser fault on landing. So yeah. It's no big deal. But Max Racing, you did exactly what a real live FO would have done if we only had one reverse to deploy. Is say the call out is single reverse. That's the call out. To let the other pilot know that only one of the reversers deployed. So the call out would be either single reverse or no reverse, or no reverser, I should say. So there we go. Let's get GSX up here. I'm assuming it's the one with all the parking. Just as parking. I said 30. Let's see. Oh. I don't know. Universal Aviation. There you go. I really do hope this is it. If not, I'm just parking. Forget about it. Oh, thank you very much, Flight Sim. How amazing. Yes, I said all airline pilots land on the markers or 1,000-footers and do not know if they are the same thing, but yeah. Or they have to go around because they cannot land long. Well, the 1,000-footers are just kind of like your aim point, right? But yeah, that's, he said all. Yes, I said all. Yes, every single airline pilot has never landed past the 1,000-footers ever. There is actually a technique that they train you. Okay, so I do think I got the right date. Alrighty, let's go back in, as I'm tired of. Okay, thank you very much. I really do appreciate. Oh. Overshot it by a mile. A technique to land in airports with super short runways that they teach you in the simulator, so that you have the knowledge and the power. Trying to get this middle of the aircraft back on center line. That's why I'm not like trying to overcorrect too quickly. I know I have the rest of the line to get there. So there we go. Okay, that was very abrupt. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cancun. Let's go ahead and set the parking brake. That is on. Checked. The seatbelt sign can come off. Engines 2 off. APU's up, so engine 1 can come off. We'll go to the overhead panel. We can get our fuel pumps turned off. Is it going to be stairs here? Because there's no jet bridge. Beacon light can come off. And get a little curtsy there. There we go. Excellent. Check our engine oil. That looks good. Hydraulics all look well. Status looks good, and we didn't leak any oxygen. So there we go. Let's do a shutdown checklist real quick. Our parking brake is on and checked. The engine masters are off. Engine mode norm. Speed brake disarmed. The radar is off. Wind shear's off. Our fuel pumps are, if I'm not spinning around so quickly, off. Slides 8 disarmed. APU is on. Go ahead and do that. Shutdown checklist is complete, and we can go ahead and open that door. And yes, I do. Passengers bus is coming. Okay, cool. So that's what we'll do. We'll head outside. Oh, really? It's gonna be like this? If any of you Flight Sim 2024 guys knows why this happened, this is supposed to be a compatible scenery too. Like, I literally got this from INI because it said it is compatible with 2024, and yet it still does this. What is this? Microsoft, fix your stuff. Seriously. Ooh, this is the parking job it wanted me to do? Really? Really, this is the parking job you wanted? It is what it is. Who's this guy? Oh, he's driving the stairs. Okay. Cool. Cool. Also, maybe it's my computer. It's like, but this showstopper, where'd your gear go? Where'd your gear go, showstopper? Oh, man. Oh, man. Showstopper says, welcome. Beanie Baby says, when you get to the gate, I planned some cool streams for you to look at. Sweet deal. Max Racing says, alright. You call the company maintenance hotline? IRL. Welcome to Cancun. Yeah, I know. Are you talking about the single reverse issue? If you're talking about the single reverse issue, then yeah, you would call the company and have them write it up, and then maintenance has some procedures they got to do. Because if they're gonna, if it's a one-time thing, like this, maintenance can come out, do some tests on it, and say like, it's okay. But if it occurs again, which is what happened, then they gotta lock that reverser. They gotta lock the reverser out, and then to do that, so you see this little caution right here. So that's where they go to lock out the reverser, is right there. And there should be one on each side. I think there's one on each side. Don't quote me. It's been a while since I've done a walk around. Yep, one on each side. So you got one on each side. There's a special tool they have to get, which is why that says pin storage. So that's the pin that they stow, and it goes in there, and it goes in and locks that reverser door from opening. Alrighty, let's go ahead, and the other thing I need to do is let's stop recording. There we go. That will be that. Let's see. Showstopper says I don't know. It shows the gears for me. Yeah, I think for some reason, because like when we were in Orlando, you had gear, so I have no clue why it's not showing the gear now. That's super random, and you're like the correct height as well. So I don't get it. I really don't get it. We flying another one? Showstopper, unfortunately, no. This is going to be the stream for the night. If it's a long flight like this, I usually don't do like 2 long flights back to back, because again, I just don't have like the subscriber count of people who are gonna stay the whole night. 1 and 2, I do work tomorrow, or I shouldn't say work. I go on call tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up too late so that I can actually get some rest for my duty day tomorrow. So. That's a few reasons why I won't stay up too terribly late streaming. But if you hit me up on a turn and burn Tuesday, for sure. We do 2 legs every Tuesday, turn and burn, and so those are usually shorter though. Man, I'm gonna have to turn off my frame generation, aren't I? That happened today. So I was kind of watching Captain Canada today, and he like lost, just randomly, he lost all his frames for like no reason. unfortunately, he was in the INI A350, and the INI A350 has a save feature, so you can save your flight, turn off the sim, reboot the sim, load back in, and then pick up where you left off. So I'm like, why doesn't everyone have this? I really don't understand why everyone doesn't have this. I wonder how many buses this will take. Oh, I do like the Prism. The JetBlue Prism does look good, but this is a good looking airplane as well. I've never used the ramp function on with GSX. This is my first time. Says, well, it was fun. We'll have to do it again. Yes, thank you very much, Showstopper. I really do appreciate you coming in and flying with me on stream. Really do appreciate flying and not having an empty sky. How about that? So usually my streams it's usually just me and no other ATC. I think last night we got lucky with some ATC all the way into Buffalo. I don't think we had ATC on the way back, but we did have some well, no, we didn't have ATC all the way into Buffalo, but I think was it Chicago Center? I forget who controls Detroit was online. So but then they got offline before we were able to make it all the way back to Detroit. So yeah, really do appreciate you coming out. Oh, thank you for joining the Discord. Hey, let me know. I should have like a rules channel that you have to accept the rules first before you actually get into the Discord. Let me know if that's actually up and working. If not, then I need to obviously go back in my Discord and figure something out there. Pretty easy, and it went smooth. Oh, thank you. So I got a few channels on my Discord there, Showstopper. One of them being the Grey Eagle Adventure, so usually on some overnights. No, I don't want to deboard the group. Oop, there we go. There we go. We're all done. Usually on some overnights, I'll walk around, take some pictures of where I am and, you know, what I'm doing. Well, not what I'm doing, but usually I'll take pictures of where I'm at. Just to document where I've been and upload it for you all to see. Eddie says, great flight. Thank you very much, Eddie. It did? Okay. All right. Thank you. I didn't know if the rules thing was still there because it doesn't show up for me. So I don't know if it's there. But yeah, good to know that it's still there. Did you look at the streams yet? I saw you had like 5 streams posted out there. One of them being the Korean Air one. I already took a look at that one. And then I saw one of your Frontier streams. You had like 2 or 3 Frontier streams not too long ago. So yeah, I did take a look at a few of those. All right. Really, Mouse? Let's all wave goodbye to Showstopper right there. Say bye-bye, Showstopper. Thank you for flying in with us today. We'll go ahead and disconnect from the VATSIM. Thank you very much for your service there. Yeah, I think I might have to turn off frame gen or something because that simply will not do. All right, so let's go ahead and panel states ready, activate. Ground services, we'll close that door. Excellent. And we will close this door as well. I'll wait for the gray boxes to go away. Oh, you have some new ones an hour ago. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a look at those Beanie Baby. More than likely I'll probably end up taking a look at those sometime tomorrow. Left of, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, let's close both of them. All right, excellent. So we have 2 good engine starts. Everything is closed up and ready to go. Let's go ahead. We are off VATSIM. That's the important part. So let's go ahead and bring up our replay here. Let me go back outside. Yay. Alright, there we go. Fast forward. Alrighty, we'll let that cycle on through for just a minute there. A second. Alright. Excellent. Why not this one? We'll do this side and then we'll do the other side. Here right after that. You said you made only one. Can I tell you what they are now? Are these posted out streams or new ones? Oh, I'm not mad about that at all. That half spoiler deployment, you see that? That's how you know. You just rolled it on. When you get that, we'll do it from the other side. When you get that half spoiler deployment, oh, I did see you posted a retro US Airways one. I kind of thought that was cool. I'm gonna have to look at that one. Yeah. I did see that one. I saw the title. I hadn't clicked on it though. So you landed, rolled it on. You got the half spoiler deployment. I don't even have full weight on wheels yet. There's the full weight on wheels. Oh my gosh, chat. How greasy was that? Come on now. Come on now, chat. Still got the half deployment. I don't think... Okay, so the half deployment was because the left wheel was still not quite on the ground yet. So we rolled it on one wheel first. Alright. Alright, so just about there, I think. I have no clue what to do with this. I have no clue. Microsoft, fix this. Fix this. Asobo, Microsoft, whoever. It's Microsoft. It's Microsoft. Fix it. There's no reason for this. No reason for this. Immersion killed. Like, I thought I was really in Cancun for a second, but nope. Not anymore. Alright. I want... We'll do two drone views, right? So let's do this and this. All right, yeah. So we're locked. All right, we'll drag it back. BNB Gaming, the sharklets will do that to you though. The sharklets will do that to you, no doubt. Like you will have some great landings in a sharklet, but where you think you're going to land is not where they want you to land, and it's just comes with the territory, which is why a lot of times, I mean, you can even see it from here. Here's what I'll do. Let's go here. Actually, let me take it back a little bit. Which is why a lot of times, and you'll be able to see it here as well. You didn't see the Pappy the entire time. But usually you want 3 red, 1 white on the Pappy, especially with the 321 Sharklets, as like you're gonna get that extra float. And I'm making all types of excuses, Beanie Baby Gaming, and the fact that we had ground speed mini giving us extra ground speed here. There we go. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. It's not what I wanted. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's roll that back one more time. I like to sync the drone camera back up to the aircraft here. Alrighty. Yeah, still pretty high. Still pretty high over the numbers, and I could kind of tell I was high when I heard the 50 feet. You felt low the entire time because of the trees, which probably led to the high approach and landing there. But let's go ahead and
pull up.
Yeah, I don't think we need to pull up here.
Pull up. Too low terrain.
There we go. We'll run it from there. Yeah, Beanie Baby Gaming, do another view and I'll put it down. That's maybe the next stream. I'll go ahead and do that, Beanie Baby Gaming, but probably not the stream. I'm still trying some things out. I'm still trying some things out there, Beanie Baby. Definitely, I'm gonna take some of your creative ideas into consideration. But thank you very much, Beanie Baby Gaming, for coming out. Showstopper for also joining me. Ed E, Max Racing, Canadian Aviation as well. Thank you all for coming out and making yet another enjoyable stream. It's time for me to go on vacation. I will see you guys here just a few weeks. Until the next time I see you all, please remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Have fun on vacation. Enjoy the nice warm weather. And we'll be back again on probably a Turn and Burn Tuesday. So until then, I'm Gray Eagle. Peace.